What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at the Mythic Legions, sir. I don't even know how you say that, to be honest. Ucczajk? I have no idea, honestly. It's so different. I definitely don't know how to say that. But yeah, this is a big boy knight, which is awesome. It's what I wanted for a while. I do love my knights, and looking at the line, they had these larger figures. You had the half giant for barbarians. You had these ogres. For that side, I wanted a larger, knight for the knights to battle some of those guys. If they're going to have that style for everybody else, why can't there be a really tall knight in there? And glad they made this guy. I got some complaints already just thinking about it, but I'll get to that in a few minutes, maybe in a little bit during the video. But yeah, we'll I still can't wait to check this guy out. But here he is in this really, really large packaging. You can see the body. You can see an alternate head because it is from the Necronominus wave. You are going to have an undead style to go with most of your figures in this wave. You can kind of see some accessories in there, but most of it's blocked by this square packaging. So you got him. You've got a little bit of the bio for him. At the back, some more of the bio. You've got Necronominus, and then you've got, I forget his name, but he is going to be a large knight for the bad guys, which is going to be really cool. Imagine these guys clashing on a battlefield, pretty awesome, man. This line is headed towards like some crazy stuff with the story and everything like that. But let's get them open and check them out. Here is Sir, I'm gonna call him Sir U for now. Sir Ucczajk? I don't know, man. That's so crazy. I wish it was easier to say, but yeah, here is Sir U here outside of the packaging, and he looks pretty awesome. He's a really, really large figure. I already get you with the presence, but I think he looks really, really beautiful with all that detail and the paintwork in there. He doesn't come with hardly anything. It is a large figure. So you've got the accessory wise, you've got the alternate head here, the undead head, which looks pretty nice. You can see all the little details in there. Is an ogre, I believe the story. He is an ogre that is part of the order. But I mean, it looks really nice. Look at all the details, the wash in there. You can see the sutures in the skull. Look really cool. Just really nice overall. Really, really nice head sculpt. Only other accessory he comes with is his hammer, his battle gear. So I think this looks really nice. I like the colors on it, especially like this bluish gray sort of color on there. You got the silver, maybe it's like a blue silver. Really nice. And the details in there, the sculpts in there. No wash to bring out anything, but it looks really good, the colors. Now you got two styles. You got a shorter one and a longer one, because you can use it on this hammer. This hammer looks amazing. You got some of that blue silver in there in the face. This whole thing is really nice silver. You got the gold. Look how shiny that is. Looks amazing. All those details. You got different, like the blue silver in different areas to kind of help bring out something, but not overdone. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That looks really awesome. So again, you can plug in the hammer with the long post for like a dual wielding hammer. You got the shorter post if you just want to, just a regular hammer, just swinging it around one hand, maybe you've got two of these and you're just slaying with it. But really, really cool. I think I'm going to leave the long post for him. To see him dual wielding that. Yeah, that's it for his accessories. So not a lot of accessories, but you know, I would kind of wish he came with a sword, just so that you can make him a different character. It is a named character, and I guess maybe he's supposed to be the only one. But why does he got to be the only one? Maybe there's more than one guy in armor like this. Just one happens to be an ogre. But yeah, just looking at him, that detail in the paint in that armor looks amazing. Look at that. The head sculpt alone is really awesome. And that purple helps bring out a lot. The purple in the neck piece. You got the sword. Looks awesome. Nice silver and gold in there. You got this waist piece. Soft goods, purple. His feet. Kind of wish the feet looked a little bit different. But that's okay. I think all the larger figures have it, and I guess I wish it was different for that purpose. Get you some more large scale variation in there. There's the side. The back. You got different ports for the shoulder armor, I guess, so you can move his arms a little bit better if you're posing. You got the back, those soft goods, that's wired. You got the cheeks under there. Looks really cool, really nice. Just overall, just a really nicely done look. You know, that presence is pretty wild. All right, for articulation, head moves left to right. A little okay, not the best. I think it's not really hitting anything that I can tell. I don't think there's a hinge in there. No, there's not a hinge. It's just a ball up top. So he looks down about that far. Doesn't really look up too far. But he does look left to right. Kind of okay. Arm moves up. Single jointed elbow. Not to 90. Not quite to 90. This part right here is just free floating. But you got the wrist and hinge here for the peg. Or a peg and a hinge. So you're going to get that rotation. No upper torso. You got the all in the ball waist, which you're going to turn, roll around. Legs go out about that far. Pretty good. It's a heavy figure, so you don't want it to be too crazy. You've got upper ball, upper thigh. You got a single jointed knee. Not quite to 90. Like, not really close either. Kind of hits back here. You've got the hinge pivot for the foot ankle. And you can do some okay posing with it. Not the best. And that's kind of one of my complaints that I mentioned real early in the video was I think when this guy came out, it's been a while since this guy was like pre-ordered. And it's been a while. So I'm thinking back as I don't think Valiant Knight had dropped. Valiant didn't drop yet, and nobody had an idea of like how those new knights were gonna be. And I wish this guy was just an oversized Valiant, to be honest, with some really nice armor on top of it. I wish he could hit that kind of posing. He didn't even come with extra hands. I wish he had like, he's a large figure. He's a large guy, a grasping hand, one grasping hand. Grab somebody, grab a goblin, grab, you know, a skelly by the neck. You know what I mean? Right now, he's just a big brute that's just going to be swinging his hammer around left to right. So, I mean, I wish we can get him in more dynamic posing. That's pretty much all he's going to be, walking through, catching arrows. That's just how I see him, because I just don't. He doesn't come across as super nimble to me, or anything like that. He feels like, a guardian. You just walked, and then all of a sudden the huge door opens, and he's standing there, and you're like, damn, we're kind of stuck in a hallway with this guy. But or out in the battlefield, he's just swinging a hammer, clearing stuff. But still, that's a large target. He doesn't seem like he would be. If you imagine someone like this size that could have had valiance, articulation, range of motion, moving around, fighting, a big sword. It'd be pretty wild. Yeah, I think they have these armor pieces here that, again, plug in different spots in the back to kind of help you with articulation if you want to. If you raise it up, it doesn't really get in the way too much. Another thing I dislike is this piece right here. I wish it was pegged in somewhere. Right now it has like a tension areas around in the inside that keep it from moving, but when you hit it the right way and it just loses the tension area, and then it's just floating around, just bobbling. So I do wish it could plug in somewhere, keep it from moving. Here he is with the hammer, dual wielding, and this hammer is very heavy, like really, really heavy right here on the end. So I don't know that I would use him single-handedly holding this thing or not. Probably wear him down. Yeah, definitely glad he's able to at least keep his balance with it. Probably with his size of his body, but yeah, looks pretty cool. And we'll go ahead and pop this one off. And then you can see him with the undead head on there. So maybe he's been turned, he's been defeated, he's gone down, and then he's raised up again. Maybe it's a different one. Would have been cool to get like a regular normal human head in there so that you can make them different. Like a half giant that is a knight that got turned. So that way you can army build these guys. But again, you can always just hide it behind the regular helmet. So, pretty cool. And again, you got the different parts here that you can port this into to help with articulation. So you got the one on the back, lower one that it comes plugged into. You can always peg it to the top one if you need to, I guess. But it will rotate from the bottom. Or you can leave it off for even more articulation. Get the hammer really, really up there. Maybe it's blocking. Something like that. So you can get them into some really good posing. But again, I do wish it was Valiant type movement. I think that would have been really awesome. So pretty cool. Here he is next to Sir Gideon and Sir Aldrich. A couple of guys from the same faction. And you can see how much larger he is than them. I mean, that's pretty massive. I think his hammer is like the size of their upper body, maybe even a little bit more. Which is, that's pretty wild. But they look so good together. So different. Which is really cool. Because the armor, I believe, is individualistic, unless you're part of like a Templar group or arm. Even then, the Templars are probably different. They just got the same tunic over it. So yeah, I guess they are pretty, pretty different. And as far as the waves go, like the figures in the line go, I guess again, if you're army building the Templars, that sort of thing, they would look the same. Or army building those guys, they would be kind of the same. But if you just have one of each one, since they are named characters, very individualistic. So definitely stand out on a battlefield if you had a bunch of the same style knights like Templars in front of them, and then these guys step out there. You're like, yeah, those are definitely different. But yeah, they look really cool together. Well, let's get them next to this guy since I got him there. Get him next to a horse. Pretty big, pretty massive. Dang, they look nice. But you're not going to get him on top of the horse. He's about the size of the horse. You break that horse's back. I don't know where he gets to ride. He's just walking. Maybe he gets a horse. Gotta get to the battlefield somehow. That's a big dude to walk around in this armor, so yeah, maybe. You could probably ride one day. You have to get off of it, save the horse. But yeah, massive. Alright, so I almost ended this review without doing a comparison with the large characters. I'm glad I remembered that, because each faction so far has kind of their own big bruiser in there. So you've got the half giant, and then we've got the Sabalus. And they look pretty awesome, pretty imposing. Not as geared up as this knight here, but still in their own way, they definitely match their own thing. He has like giant wings. The half giant didn't really come with too much. He does have an upgrade kit, which looks really cool. I've got that around, but yeah, pretty cool to see these guys same size. Hate that they all have the same feet. I think that was the complaint for most people, because we want more of a knight's foot or something different. These guys don't really get much. I don't know how to say won't get much love, but that's probably why I wish that he would have been more like Valiant Knight. I think that would have boosted all the figures in a different way. This scale would give him like more articulation, more range of motion, rather. So that's one of my complaints, or pretty much my complaints, is I wish he had more range of motion, like Valiant. I wish this piece here wasn't free floating like that and tension. I wish it was like a spot to peg in, and the feet were different. And then one of my biggest is I wish he had different hands, like extra hands, expressive hands, grabbing hands. Again, to hold another figure, instead of just the C hands to hold the hammer, and that's it. Wish he would have kind of came with just a little bit more. And then the range of motion, I want that for every figure from now on, at least having that kind of decent range of motion like Valiant. Just push it. And having, a knight this size and scale move like that would have been super amazing. He does come across as like an ogre and like, maybe a slow type guy. Been really, really, really cool that way. So, yeah, I hope this video helps you decide whether you want them or not, because I think you can do different things. You can get the popping and swap aspect of Mythics. I did want to put I do have an extra of both of these, and I do kind of want to put these arms on him to give him more of a human aspect to him, like a half giant that's in there, which I think would be really cool. And then you have two of these guys on the battlefield that look very different, but I think that would be pretty awesome. So yeah, as always, I hope that this video helps you decide whether it's for you, whether you want to pick it up to leave it like that, or pop and swap, or you can see all your options with all the different accessories. Hopefully I've showed you enough to help you out, but as always, you know, you make that choice on your own. I'm just here to kind of just go through it, and you know, it gives me a chance to talk about it and have some fun with it and think of ideas as I go through it. But yeah, that's going to be it for this review, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.